What would you do if your dog came back? Not forever, just 5 minutes. 5 precious, heartbreaking minutes. 5 minutes to hear their paws on the floor again. 5 minutes to feel their weight leaning against your legs. 5 minutes to bury your face in their fur. 5 minutes to tell them everything you never found the words to say. Would you cry? Would you laugh? Would you apologize? Would you thank them? Or would you simply hold them and refuse to let go? Every dog owner who has ever lost a best friend has imagined this. One more bark, one more walk, one more belly rub, one more good night. Tonight, we step into that impossible moment. Your dog comes back just once, and for 5 minutes, you get one final goodbye. No one prepares you for the silence, not the kind after guests leave, not the kind after the television turns off. A deeper silence, the silence where something living used to be. For years, your home had a rhythm, paws on tile, tags clinking, the sound of nails tapping toward the kitchen when food was opened, the soft sigh as they curled up beside you at night. Then one day, it stopped. The leash stayed on the hook. The bowl remained full. The bed stayed perfectly undisturbed. And the house felt larger than it had ever felt before, because love had left a shape behind, a shape no one else could fill. People may say, it was just a dog, but they were never just a dog. They were your shadow, your therapist, your walking partner, your alarm clock, your reason to smile on days when smiling felt impossible. They knew your routines better than most people ever will. They recognized your footsteps, your moods, your tears, and when they left, they took an entire world with them. Now imagine this. It's late. The house is quiet. You've just finished looking at old pictures for the 100th time. Your chest aches with the familiar emptiness. Then you hear it. A sound you know better than your own heartbeat. The jingle of a collar. You freeze. Another step. Click, click. Pause on the floor. Slowly you turn. And there they are. Healthy, whole, bright-eyed, tail wagging, looking at you with the same expression they always had. As if no time has passed at all. As if they only stepped out for a moment. For a second, you can't breathe. You wonder if you're dreaming, but then they trot towards you. Their ears perk, their body wiggles, and they press their head into your chest, exactly where they belong. And every wall you've built around your grief collapses at once. You fall to your knees, your hands shake, tears pour freely, because your best friend is home. If dogs could speak, you might expect them to ask why you cried so much, why you kept their toys, why you still say their name when no one is listening. But that isn't what they would say. They would look at you with those same gentle eyes and say, I know. I know how much you loved me. I felt it every single day. I felt it in every walk, every treat, every time you moved over so I could take up too much of the bed. I felt it when you came home, tired and still bent down to scratch behind my ears. I felt it when you whispered that I was a good dog. You never failed me. You gave me safety. You gave me joy. You gave me a life full of love. And when it was time for me to go, I wasn't afraid, because you were there. After loss comes a cruel companion, guilt. Did I wait too long? Did I let go too soon? Should I have noticed the signs earlier? Should I have done more, spent more, tried harder? These questions echo in the minds of nearly everyone who has loved and lost a dog. But listen carefully. Your dog does not remember your uncertainty. They do not remember your fear. They do not remember the mistakes you think you made. They remember your voice, your smell, the comfort of your presence, the way you protected them, the way you stayed, even when your heart was breaking, especially when your heart was breaking. And if they could speak now, they would tell you, you did enough. You were enough. You were my whole world. And in my world, I was loved beyond measure. You remember the last day, but your dog remembers the whole story. They remember the first time they saw you, the nervous ride home, the strange new smells, the bowl with their name beside it, the bed you bought before they arrived. They remember learning that your hands meant safety, that your voice meant comfort, that your footsteps meant everything was okay. They remember stolen socks, torn pillows, late night zoomies, rainy day naps, long walks, car rides with the windows cracked open, the taste of treats, the sound of laughter, the feeling of your hand on their head. When dogs look back on their lives, they do not focus on the final chapter. They remember a lifetime of ordinary moments that, to them, felt like paradise. And if your dog could choose one word to describe their life with you, it would be this: home. Dogs teach us things no human ever can. How to celebrate the sound of a familiar car. How to forgive instantly. How to find joy in small routines. How to live entirely in the present moment. They don't care what you achieved, how much money you made, or what mistakes you carry. They care that you came home, that you sat beside them, that you loved them, and perhaps the greatest lesson they teach is this: love does not need words to be complete. For years, your dog studied you, your moods, your habits, your silences. They knew when you were hurting, and without saying anything, they stayed. Sometimes the purest form of love is simply refusing to leave someone's side. Your dog mastered that, and in doing so, they changed you forever. With only 5 minutes left, the words would come pouring out. Thank you, for every morning you greeted me like I was the greatest person in the world. For every lonely night you stayed close. For making me laugh when I wanted to cry. For forcing me outside when I wanted to hide from life. For loving me when I didn't feel lovable. I'm sorry for the days I was distracted, for the walks I rushed, for the moments I thought there would always be more time. I didn't know how quickly the ordinary would become sacred. I didn't know that one day I would miss even the fur on my clothes. I didn't know that the sound of your nails on the floor would become one of my favorite memories. And most of all, I need you to know this. You were not just part of my life. You were one of the best parts. And your dog would listen, head tilted, eyes soft. Then they would say, I never needed perfection. I only needed you. I didn't count your mistakes. I counted the times you came home, the times you scratched my ears, the times you said my name with love. You gave me adventures. You gave me comfort. You gave me a family. I was never lonely. I was never unwanted. I was never afraid, because you were mine. And if I could live my life 1,000 times, I would choose you every single time. Then you notice something terrible. The light is changing. The moment is slipping away. 1 minute left. You stop talking. Words are no longer enough. You hold them tighter. You memorize everything. The warmth of their fur, the rhythm of their breathing, the way their ears feel in your hands, the exact shape of their eyes. You kiss their forehead and whisper the words they have heard more than any others. Good dog, good boy, good girl, I love you, I love you, I love you. Your dog takes one small step backward, not because they want to leave, but because they need you to understand something. Some love is too powerful to stay in one place forever. They look at you one final time, not with sadness, not with fear, but with complete peace. The same peace they felt every time they fell asleep beside you. Their eyes say everything words never could. Thank you for my life, for my family, for my happiness, for my home. And then they wag their tail the same way they always did, as if to say, we'll see each other again. You reach for them, and for a brief second, you still feel their fur. Then the light begins to fade. Their body becomes softer, brighter, lighter, until all that remains is warmth and the faint sound of a collar. One final jingle, then silence. But this silence is different, not empty, not cruel, not unbearable. Because now you know something you didn't know before. They never truly left. Your dog lives in every routine they helped create, in the path you still take on evening walks, in the corner where their bed used to be, in the treats you can't bring yourself to throw away, in the photos you stop to look at when no one is around. They live in the habits they taught your heart, in the laughter they left behind, in the love that changed you, and most of all, they live in the part of you that learned how deep a bond between species can truly be. Death can take away a body, but it cannot erase devotion. It cannot undo years of companionship. It cannot touch the moments that shaped your life. Love leaves marks that time cannot remove. Every time you smile at a memory, your dog is there. Every time you tell a story about them, your dog is there. Every time your heart aches because you miss them, that ache is proof of something extraordinary. You were loved, and you loved completely. If your dog could ask one thing of you now, it would not be to stay trapped in grief. It would be to keep living, to laugh again, to go outside, to feel the sun, to love deeply, perhaps even to open your heart to another dog someday. Not as a replacement, because there can never be a replacement, but as a continuation, a way of passing forward the love they first taught you how to give. And if somewhere beyond what we can understand, your dog is watching, they are not counting the days since they left. They are remembering the life you shared, the walks, the games, the quiet nights, the simple miracle of belonging to each other. And if you close your eyes, you may still hear it, the soft click of paws, the gentle jingle of a collar, the sound of unconditional love. So if you had 5 more minutes with your dog, you would tell them what they already knew, that they were cherished, that they were family, that they were your best friend, and that no amount of time, not even death itself, could ever change that. Because good dogs do not disappear. They run ahead, and somewhere, just beyond sight, they are still waiting, tail wagging, eyes bright, ready to greet you again one day. Until then, carry them with you, speak their name, remember their love, and whenever your heart misses them, listen closely. You may hear the faintest jingle, and know you were the greatest part of their life. If you've ever loved and lost a dog, write their name in the comments. Let's fill this space with the names of the best friends who changed our lives forever. Because as long as we remember them, they are never truly gone.